Thanks for joining me today, and I'm going to look at one of the most important characteristics we need to develop and grow in our lives. In 1999, State Farm Insurance rated the most dangerous intersections for accidents in the United States. The winner, or better, loser, was corner of Beltline Road and Midway Road in Texas. There were 263 reported crashes at that intersection. That averages about 5 a week. My advice and counsel, avoid that intersection. Because no matter if you're driving well, someone else is going to hit into you. But as we drive down the road of life, we sometimes come to dangerous intersections, like forks in the road. And all these important times, the choices we make, the responses we make, set us on a course that could influence the rest of our journey. Do we stop? Do we go forward? Do we turn right? Do we turn back? Do we go left? Maybe today you feel like you're at one of those intersections. You're not quite sure what you should do. I hope this week's going to help you. James 1:2 following. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who gives to all liberally and without reproach, and it will be given to him. But let him ask in faith, with no doubting, for he who doubts is like a wave of the sea driven and tossed by the wind. For let not that man suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. In these verses, James talks about various trials that we encounter in life. These intersections can be very dangerous, and we need to proceed with caution and carefully navigate our way through them. We can feel lost. Sometimes we don't understand why the trial or its purpose. It could be financial. It could be a family problem. It could be relationships. It could be something at work. So verse 5 says, if any man lack wisdom, it tells us this, that there's going to be times when we don't have the needed wisdom to make right decisions. See, life creates a demand on us for wisdom. It's one of the greatest needs that we have in our lives is the wisdom to do the right things, to say the right things, to make the right decisions, to make the right responses. Left to ourselves, believe me, left to myself, I'll just keep making wrong decisions. Before I was a Christian and even after, I've made some wrong decisions. And one of the reasons being, I didn't cry out to God and ask him for his wisdom. What is the right thing to do in the situation? Often I was led by my own desire, my own ambition. Hey, this is what I want, so I'm going to go in that direction. But sometimes it's just been completely the wrong thing to do. So one of the reasons we need wisdom is found in this following verse. Jeremiah 10, verse 23. O Lord, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man who walks to direct his own steps. Hello? Think about it. It's not in us. When God made us and created us, he didn't give us the ability to direct our own lives. I'll read that verse again. Jeremiah 10:23. O Lord, I know the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man who walks to direct his own steps. You look at the world around us. They're directing their own steps, making their own decisions, and the world is in chaotic and catastrophic free fall. Why? Because man hasn't got the wisdom. So my message for us this week is, in life, we are going to need wisdom. And the challenge of that given in James is that we need to ask God for the wisdom. And he gives wisdom liberally. We're going to explore this throughout this week.